Good morning. It's good to see you today. Hope you're doing well this morning. Come on with us to the book of Proverbs. It's where we usually are on Wednesdays. We're going to be looking in Proverbs chapter 10 today, and we are going to be talking about money in Proverbs chapter 10. Let's read a little bit. Proverbs 10, verse 2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish, but he casts away the desire of the wicked. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. Let's think about a few different ideas just from that verse, and we'll look at it from the perspective of why are the treasures of, as it says, why are the treasures of wickedness? Why do they profit nothing? We are like the movie, I think, from the 80s talks about that greed is a good thing. And needless to say, scripture doesn't teach that. And when we start talking about money, a lot of folks get nervous and they think that, frankly, that preachers and teachers in the church needs to stay away from talking about money. Well, the Lord had a good bit to say about money. Said, where a man's treasure is, that's where his heart will be also. So, to look at this passage in Proverbs, let's think about a few different ideas. One is this. One of the reasons that the treasures of wickedness don't profit anything is because there's no real preparation. It says righteousness delivers from death. We need to be preparing ourselves not for retirement per se, but we need to be preparing ourselves for what lies beyond the grave. We need to be setting our sights on heaven. We need to be setting our sights on Jesus. We need to be preparing for the ever after. What a lot of folks do, of course, a lot of times is it's just the here and now, and there's no real preparation. They think that life is going to end. I suppose they think, we prepare for retirement and life is going to end, I guess, when we die. And that's not when life ends. We go on to our reward, either as it talks about the resurrection of the just and the unjust. We better prepare for what's coming. And that's why the treasures of wickedness, it doesn't profit anything because you surely cannot take it with you. And we need to recognize the true riches. And we need to be preparing ourselves. But also, the problem is that a lot of folks, the treasures of wickedness, they don't profit anything because there's no trust in the Lord. It's trusting in riches. And when it talks about, but righteousness delivers from death, the Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish. And this really is the problem with the treasures of wickedness, that a person trusts in riches, a person trusts in themselves, a person, and it's sort of like the foolish farmer. The foolish farmer in the New Testament, when the Lord gives that parable, and it talks about, the man said to himself, he spoke to himself, soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. There was no consideration of the Lord. There was no consultation of the Lord. There was nothing along those lines. We need to recognize the Lord. That's what we need to do, and we need to trust in the Lord and not trust in riches. Riches are fleeting, and they always have been, and they always will be. That's why the Lord talks about don't lay up treasure where moth and rust destroy. He's talking about riches being fleeting. So there's no real preparation. There's no trust in the Lord. There's no real contentment either. It talks about he uses the word desires there in the account. If my computer will get over there, when it talks about he casts away the desire of the wicked. And that's to think about desire. Scripture talks about those who desire silver, they will not be content with silver. And that's the problem with greediness and covetousness and things like that. You're never content. It's strange because there's a flip side to the coin, pardon that phrase within this context. but there's no real contentment. There's just a desire. There's a desire for more usually. But the flip side of the coin, and the one that's weird, is there is a temptation to take one's ease. And that's the weird thing. Think about the foolish farmer again. I think those who trust in riches are not content with riches. Yet it is so strange that those who trust in riches, this passage, when it talks about the issues, and it talks about there when it says, "He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame." The strange thing is that those who trust in riches are not content with riches, but those who trust in riches also very often have a tendency to take their ease and to stop working, once again, like the foolish farmer. As he says, "So you have many goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry." He stopped working. He stopped working. He became lazy. And that's the odd thing, that a person can desire more, yet at the same time they don't want to keep working. They desire, but at the same time their hand becomes slack as they trust in riches. And it starts becoming very strange to think about it that way, but that's very often what happens. So when we think about the wickedness, the treasures of wickedness, and why they don't profit anything, this is why. You surely can't take it with you. What we should do is what Scripture says: let those who are rich be rich in good works, that we better trust in the Lord. And we better have our sights set accordingly. And we're thankful for the Lord's blessings. And we better make sure that we are using those blessings well. Just a little bit of our daily bread to get us going today. Hope you have a good day. Hope you tune in tomorrow for another study from God's Word. Appreciate you being with us.